So here's a question for you. How come the coaches don't stay in the coach's box next to the first base and third base? What's the deal with that? They got them drawn out on the field, and they're never inside of them.
It's almost like a zone, like don't enter, right?
Yeah, it's almost like when you're kids, like there's crocodiles here. You can't go there, like on the couch. You know, what's the deal?
I think the reality is that in the box is probably the most dangerous place to be. So with like a lot of the power hitters and how hard they hit the ball, I know if I'm coaching the third base box or the first base box and Joey Gallo's hitting, like I'm going to be as far away as I can. So I think like that's what happens most of the time. These guys are moving to get out of kind of like the danger zone. But baseball really hadn't changed their rules. They have the box there, but fortunately enough, the umpires don't enforce it because I think they understand the safety of the coach is the most important.
Yeah, that kind of helps out. So tell us about some of the, maybe I could just say in your opinion, as far as people that you knew of, even before you were around, but then people maybe you've got to meet or work with, but who's some of the best baseball players that there's been out there in the history of baseball?
So we just got done playing the Angels, and zero disrespect to anyone that's played the game before, but after watching Mike Trout for years of playing, I'm convinced he may be the best player ever to play the game. When I stand down the first base line, obviously he's a great hitter. He doesn't chase outside the zone. He hits the ball hard. But he's the only player in the league when he runs down the line, it almost sounds like a horse. I mean, you can hear the ground as his feet hit. That's how much power he's generating from the ground. There's so many good players out there today. I think like Mike Trout is certainly like at the top. We're watching another one. He didn't play last night, but he had been playing. Look at kind of the history of baseball. Albert Pujols, who is Dominican but has some Kansas City ties like as well. There's just a lot of good young baseball players out there.
Yeah, that's great. And you've got to kind of be around a lot of those guys and get to know them, and that's a pretty cool thing. I know when I was a kid, getting to meet a couple of the athletes as they come to town was kind of a big deal. Of course, I was named after Cal Ripken in a way. I mean, my parents, I think they were pregnant with her. Mom was pregnant with me whenever they went to watch the Royals, and they were playing Baltimore, and he came through, and I think it was his rookie year. There was a story about basically, you know, he was out there when my dad said, I like this guy. He's warming up hard. Looks like he's going to be a good player, and he's having a good season. And, you know.
Your dad should have been a scout.
Yeah, how about that? I think he's going to be good. And Mom says, yeah, I like that name. Let's do that. So anyway, that's where it came. But it wasn't too long after that, I got to meet Bo Jackson. Of course, back then, some of the Royals and George Brett, some of those type of guys. So that's a big deal for kids, getting to meet athletes and things like that, people that they see on TV they look up to. But every now and then, there's the other side of that, too, where one of those big athletes, big famous celebrities, goes out and does something stupid, and then you have these parents going, oh, you know, that player should have been a better role model or blah, blah, blah. And sometimes I feel like, well, maybe it was our fault as kids or parents. Of course, I'm not a parent, but as the society of fans to maybe not idolize quite so much either, right? Maybe that's the goal.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. And then today as well with social media and everything going on, I feel like maybe the fan-player interaction is probably, I don't know how to say it, but they probably get more insight to what's going on through like social media and things like that. So I would just say this. My experience has been knowing these guys, working with them, that almost like 98, 99% of the guys are just like phenomenal men. As a coach, you try to teach, you try to bring challenges to them, you try to help them. The reality is I've learned more from the majority of the players than they probably learned from me.